Hello and welcome to another episode of Ankle Sore and Carlton Club Corner, episode 18. Where do we start? Where would you like me to start? Let's start with the coach. 6 weeks ago, I told you Michael Vosch should be sacked. 6 weeks ago, when he was losing the unlosable games. And 9 weeks ago, he was fiddling around with this side and dropping George Hewitt and dropping Matt Kennedy. He clearly has got something against Matt Kennedy. I'm convinced of that. I told you all. Some of you agreed. Some of you didn't, and you let me know about it. I wonder how those same people who doubted me were feeling when Tom De Koning was named the sub last night in the knockout final. It's laughable. It's almost like Michael Voss said, "Let's see how bad I can make this." Because some of the things he did last night were atrocious. He's not fit to coach Carlton Football Club. He might be fit to coach Richmond right now. He might be fit to coach North Melbourne. But he's not fit to coach Carlton, who have built for a premiership. Whether they are good enough or not, they have built for a premiership. Their list is built for a premiership. I also wonder how those same people felt about Matt Kennedy being subbed out early in the second quarter. It's hilarious. It's actually hilarious. It is so funny. I don't know what to say. It's a joke. It's an absolute joke what happened last night against Brisbane. With 4 minutes to go in the second quarter, 4 minutes, in an elimination final, a knockout final, Brisbane were 9-6-60. Carlton was 0-0-0. Donuts with 4 minutes to go. The commentators were laughing and saying in 1903, the lowest score in a final was 2 behinds. 122 years, 121, whatever it is, we would have had that record in 2024. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me, Carlton? Really? Really, Michael Voss? I've had enough. I've had enough of all this. I've had enough of this club, the way they're killing this list. They're killing it. This coach is not fit to coach. Why does he overthink it? What's the need to overthink it? I don't understand. Really? Chincotta out? Chincotta dropped for those 6 coming in. For Zach Williams, Chincotta out. Really? Just remember who was best on ground, Michael Voss. A 35-year-old Dane Zorko. Who do you think Chincotta would have played on? I guarantee 1,000%. If he's in the side, he plays on Dane Zorko. But no, you couldn't bring yourself to keep him in the side. You had to bring back your favourites. You had to bring back Zach Williams. You had to bring back... I'll talk about the next one. I'll leave him. He's got his own separate. Last night we became a laughing stock of the AFL community because of 2 of the most disgraceful decisions you made. 16 premierships we've won. Just remember that, Michael. You made this club a laughing stock. Wasn't it writing on the wall in round 24 when we lost to St Kilda? St Kilda. And then we don't score. It's 60 points to 0. So let's work through last night. So Tom De Koning is sub. A few minutes into the second quarter, he pulls the trigger and brings him on and subs out Matt Kennedy. Yet, Zach Williams, Arazian Fantasia, and he who shall not be named, that's number 27 for y'all, all get away scot-free. Arazian Fantasia did not get subbed, but Matt Kennedy got subbed. Plays in the ruck, plays down back, plays forward, plays on the ball. What do you want this guy to do? You know what? I really feel for Matt Kenny because he's been a good servant of the club. I really hope he thinks about his future and says, my future is not at the Carlton Football Club. All because of Michael Voss. I really don't want him to leave because I think he's a valuable member of the squad. But if Michael Voss is coach, he needs to leave. Because there's no point. He's a whipping boy for him. I don't get it. Yet the three I just mentioned, Fantasia, Zach Williams, and number 27, all get away scot-free. Scot-free. 27 is an abomination of a footballer. Abomination. In the first quarter, he's getting outmarked by Oscar McInerney. Really? You were getting outmarked by him? He was destroying you. He was a catalyst for Brisbane. And yet here you are, feeble as anything. You couldn't get a hit out. You couldn't get a kick. You couldn't take a mark. You couldn't spoil. You couldn't do anything. So what are you doing on the list? Get out. Araze Fantasia, what were you doing last night? And before everyone says, and I know another contentious one is little Jesse Moplop, but the guy's played 2 seasons. Araze's played 10. Come on. Really? Really? You see what I mean about Michael Voss? He's got his favourites. He doesn't trust the kids. You know, around 24 against St Kilda, the kids actually had a go. Weren't good enough to win, but they had a go. But it wasn't their fault. It was Sam Walsh. It was Blake Acres. These were the players that didn't get us over the line in round 24, okay? Not the kids. The kids played with heart. And then there's Sam Doherty. You know we love you, Doc. We really do. But here is my issue. Round 2, you did your knee, and you fought hammer and tong to play in this game. You had zero influence. 6 months you didn't play. Yet you put your hand up to play when we could have had a kid who had 3 games. It could have been Jackson Binns. It could have been Cooper Lord. Could have been Ashton Moyer, who I think shouldn't have been dropped. But anyway, that's another story. Even Chincotta. But no, you had to put your hand up and want to play. And of course the coach is going to pick you because you're his favourite. You and Patrick are his favourite. You can't put a foot wrong. Well, let me tell you, Carlton, the Voss, Cripps, Doherty regime, because that's what it is, the 3 most influential people at the club, it hasn't worked. And things need to change. So either Voss goes, Cripps goes, Doherty goes, or all 3 go. Things need to change. It hasn't worked. It will not work. So Vossi decides to play the likes of Adam Chera, who's missed 7 weeks, Sam Doherty, who's missed 6 months, yet Charlie Curnow, who was about 90% fit, he didn't play in a cutthroat final. Now, surely you've got a sub there for an injury, okay? Why couldn't he play? If he gets injured, then you make the sub. That's what the sub's there for. It's not to play DeConning as sub and that clown 27 in the ruck. That's not what the sub's for. Now, I know I'm going a bit hard, but 29 years we haven't won a premiership. 29 years. Seriously? Come on. It's starting to add up. It's going to be 35 sooner rather than later. And then what's going to happen? Then everyone's going to say, oh, Carlton's the only one that hasn't won a premiership. The only ones. I don't get it. I don't get it. Make some change, Carlton. What are you scared of? This hasn't worked. This list has not worked. Make some harsh calls. And let's get back to where we belong, winning premierships. So I'm just going to finish with Zach Williams because he grinds my gears, I tell you. What's his purpose at Carlton? So they recruit him as a halfback who's meant to play midfield. That failed. He failed at halfback. He failed down forward. What's his purpose? Get rid of him. I don't care if he's on $900,000 and we have to pay his salary for the next 3 years. Get rid of him. Okay? I'd rather have a young kid Because you know what you're going to get with Zach Williams. You're going to get injuries. You're going to get nothing. Okay? So I'd rather have a kid who's on $125,000 play before Zach Williams. Seriously, Carlton, man up. Make some hard calls. Again, see Collingwood. See what they did with Treloar and Stevenson and Grundy. Okay, I'll just leave it there for this episode. On the next episode of Carlton Club Corner, I'll go through the whole list and tell you who I think should stay and who should go. There you have it, another episode of the Carlton Club Corner in the books. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do I go too hard or am I justified? Love reading all your comments, good and bad, and I'll reply to all of you. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.